We're speaking with Todd Graves, who has taken a single focus idea and parlayed it into a chain of almost 100 restaurants. Stay tuned for the next in our series of Leaders with Guts. Todd, in 2008, you and your wife Gwen participated in Fox's Secret Millionaire. What was that like, that experience, and why did you decide to do that?
You know, this Secret Millionaire wasn't the first reality show I got called to be on. One was Gilligan's Island, if you remember that reality show. They wanted to be on that one. And then actually I got called to be on The Bachelor, which Gwen wasn't too crazy about that. I told them I was married, so I couldn't be on that show. But you know, it was a Fox related reality show, so I was reluctant to talk to him about it. But when it was about philanthropy, I got interested, and the name Secret Millionaire, I think, is a cheesy name, and not something you really say, hey, I want to be involved in something, hey, I'm the millionaire in this deal. But the idea of the show I thought was special, to be able to go in a community, and they told me it would be a Louisiana community, and to be able to go in with Gwen, my wife, and people would know who I was, and to really give back to the true heroes that are down in that community that are doing great for the people that are in their community. I thought that was a great opportunity to be able to be involved with something like that. And then when we got into doing the project, it was a lot more challenging than I thought it would be, because my wife and I saw so many people doing so much in their community for people, and you know, how can you help everybody, which you can't do. So we had to have the discipline to come down to what were the three people, you know, three groups of people in this community that were doing the most for everybody else, and we found three great people that we could partner with, and that we could, you know, we fried chicken, we make money, and they help people, and so it was a really special event. How
would you describe the marketing philosophy at Raising Cane's?
You know, the reason why I think our brand is so successful from a marketing standpoint is the authenticity. You know, our business was built off of a dream that I had, and you know, I named it after my dog, and that wasn't a marketing ploy. It was my yellow Labrador that I loved and thought it'd be a great name. And after a friend told me that Sockeyes Chicken Fingers wouldn't be a good name, thank goodness he told me that. But everything we did at Cane's was not contrived by marketing professionals. It was tried by me and my crew that thought things were good ideas. Our original logo I worked with a sign shop on was not what the Raising Cane's logo is now. Where Raising Cane's logo is now is based off of a mural that we uncovered in our first location. It was a bread bakery mural that we did a Raising Cane's mural in the same design that eventually became our logo. See, that's special. You know, it wasn't a group off Madison Avenue that I hired and they created a story for it. And those things being authentic is what ultimately I think all people want to do. You know, they want to have something they're associated with. They want to spend their money someplace that is authentic, and that's why I'm so heavily involved with the branding aspects of Raising Cane's, is because I always want to make sure that we are authentic in the way we say it. You know, I believe we're cool, but we're not going to say we're cool, because the day we start saying that we are cool, we're not cool anymore. So it's all those things that go into it, but to describe it and break it down in a nutshell is that we are authentic. So part of being authentic at Cane's is recognizing our history in a lot of things we do. So for example, service awards at Raising Cane's, and we have them hanging up in this. If you get a 1-year anniversary at Raising Cane's, you're going to get a hard hat. It symbolizes me working out in Los Angeles, what the crew can resonate with. It said, hey, Todd had a lot of hard work that went into this, but you know what, I just put a years of hard work into Raising Cane's. I'm part of this team. At 5 years, you get the mounted sockeye salmon. That was symbolizing me going out to Alaska. But these things go into it that, you know, Todd had the idea and he worked real hard for this, but we're all part of this team now to build Raising Cane's, make it great now, and to make it grow into the future.
And what kind of in-store marketing do you do?
You know, we believe strongly in, we do one thing and do it better than anybody else, and we're not going to sell you on anything. So I believe that when you go up to a menu board, whether it's walking in the front door up to the menu board, or if it's through the drive-through, that there you let people know what we have going on, right? So we might be having a promotion that's talking about our lemonade, right? So, you know, our fresh squeezed lemonade is summer. Think about our lemonade. In those areas, I believe, let the customer know what's going on. But if somebody comes to the drive-through and doesn't order lemonade, we don't do suggestive selling. Wouldn't you want like a lemonade with with that because I believe that's selling. I think part of being authentic is we're not selling you here. We're showing you we do great, but come through Raising Cane's and whatever you decide is good with us, and we're not going to try to sell you on anything. You know, we do one focused menu item. We do that quality chicken finger meal, so we don't have limited time offers. We don't have deals and specials that go on. So it creates some of that challenges on what's new news at Raising Cane's. But I believe when people know what you do best, you don't discount, you don't coupon. What they get, which is quality, which we give them a good deal on all the time.
How do you use the internet for your company?
You know, we have a young demographic. We have a very young crew that works with us at Raising Cane's. So I mean, the social media is really neat, and we can use our creative ways from our crew up through people at our office to constantly do Facebook, Twitter. You know, I even have a Twitter site with some followers that people actually think my life's pretty interesting also, and we just enjoyed that. It's been a whole new way of us doing business. The internet has really gotten our crews on a local level involved. You know, our local general managers and franchisees can have their own sites, and it's been a great way and also a cheap way of branding ourselves.
So even during the recession, when all the other quick serve companies were out there couponing like mad, you didn't coupon.
You know, it's stick to what you know and let people know you're authentic. You know, we charge a fair price for our chicken finger meals every day of the week, and so if we were to go in and try to just go on a special or cut prices or that sort of thing, to me I think is gimmicky and trying to sell. What you do, you stick to what you know and what's made you successful. And you know, if customers can't come as much as they used to during this time, that's okay. We're going to weather this storm, and when they can come more often, we're going to benefit from that in the future.
Todd, how do you communicate to your employees, to your team members, to keep them, you know, fired up and ready to go, especially as you grow the company? Just huge numbers. Yeah,
it's before communication was I was always around people, and then it went into, okay, we grew X amount of restaurants and I had a district manager, so if I wasn't around all of our crew on a regular basis, the district manager was around the crew. As we've gotten larger, communication for system-wide, letting people know what's going on has become, I realize how important that is, and you know, the social media networking is a great way of doing that. Even me having my own Twitter site, our website, the technology has been great because I can do a video web email that goes out where people can see my face. We have 92 restaurants now and steadily growing, and as that goes on, people getting to see FaceTime with me is getting very limited. And so through company newsletters, company emails, and then all the different things we do in the press and letting people know what we're doing in the community back to our restaurants has become very, very important.
Do your franchisees do anything differently with their marketing? You
know, franchisees have taught us a lot what they do in their markets, and I love to pick up new ideas from them. You get creative when you get a bunch of people that are building their business and branding, which we think is a very special company. Is you get some great different ideas back all the time.
Todd, could you give me an example of something that one of your franchisees did that you picked up?
You know, our franchisees having to take a brand that's virtually unknown in some of these areas of the country that they grew into, you know, and not only was Raising Cane's the name not known, but just a chicken finger only concept was foreign to the area. And we saw our franchisees get real creative with the different ways to get the brand out. You know, we're very actively involved in our communities and have a lot of programs that we do at Raising Cane's around feeding the hungry and active lifestyles and, you know, pet welfare. Well, one of our franchisees in Lincoln, Nebraska, we're not really used to the cold down here in the South, and got around a different need and said, you know what, the #1 need in this community I'm seeing is coats. You know, I'm from, you know, our franchisee and his wife are from the South, and got up there and realized how freezing cold it was and saw children without coats. So they did a coat drive. It was called Coats for Kids, which has become one of the #1 fundraisers in Lincoln, Nebraska. And they did that because they cared, but the response that came back from the community for the amount of thousands of coats they get for kids every year since they've started this program has been fantastic with business exposure, knowing what they're about. Those ideas that come through, we're able to then take into and put into a big tool basket, if you will, you know, our toolbox of great marketing programs. So we pick up those things from different parts of the country out of those needs in those areas that the system can use.
What other restaurant companies do you admire because of their marketing?
You know, I love authentic companies. I love Chick-fil-A. You know, I think the cows are a great idea, but even more importantly than that is the fact that they're closed on Sundays. I think that's a tremendous value statement for their company that I think customers can resonate with. I love In-N-Out Burger. You know, they do one thing they do better than anybody else. You know, they're the Raising Cane's of hamburgers now, or I should say we're the In-N-Out of chicken since they've been around since 1948. But I believe in them and their quality and sticking with not a limited time offers and not selling you anything. You know you're going to go in and get a great burger and great service. And I think that's the, you know, solid operations and a great product are your best forms of marketing in the restaurant business.
We've been talking with Todd Graves, CEO of Raising Cane's. Check out the next part of this series as we explore what it takes to be a leader with guts. For Food Channel Pro, I'm Ellen Codiff.